Welcome back to the course. It's Lewis Wing, your continuous improvement trainer from Flow Plus. I hope you were able to spot the 8 wastes in real life and start applying some of what you have learned in the course in real life. By the end of this module, you'll appreciate the importance of involving people. You'll know the different organisational structure between a traditional and a lean company. You'll understand why operators are best placed to identify and solve problems across 3 different criteria. And you'll appreciate a real case study example that demonstrates the power of people involvement. So now we know that Lean's purpose is to maximise customer value, and it achieves this by identifying and reducing waste. How do we do that? Well, the answer, by involving people. It's very simple and logical. Regardless of whether a business has 50 or 5,000 employees, the more people you get involved, identifying and reducing waste, the faster you'll improve and the better the results you'll achieve. This is the essence of continuous improvement, making changes every day, everywhere, and by everyone within a business. This involving people part of Lean is the part that, in my opinion, is the easiest to do, but also the most common reason for Lean not being successful and not getting the best results possible. The fact is, improvement requires change. As Einstein said, insanity is doing the same thing over and over, but expecting different results. And when making change, it will always impact people, changing their behaviours, their routines, their processes, and perhaps changing their physical environment or the way in which they work. In order to manage this process and maximise the chance of success, it is vital to get the people that are impacted involved from the start. And the more people you can get on board, the more momentum you'll build up and the greater the chance of success that you will achieve. I cannot stress this enough. This is the single most common reason for change not sticking and improvements failing. If I earned £1 every time an employee told me that they weren't involved in an improvement, I'd be a very rich man by now. This is one of the first hurdles that companies face on their lean journey. You can't enforce change. You need active involvement from the people doing the job. A diagram that we'll refer to throughout the course is an organisational triangle. It shows the organisational structure with top management and directors at the top and team members at the bottom. The traditional approach is for managers to report problems down the triangle and push solutions down to the people doing the job. Take a second to think about how this may relate to the business you work for or have worked for in the past. This traditional approach is extremely common and leads to resistance to change and a culture of command and control, where the top of the triangle tries and command and control the people at the lower levels. The lean way of doing this is to completely flip the triangle upside down, and this involves the team members as much as possible, actively promoting them, the experts in what they do, to raise challenges and improve every day, with management there to support and help drive the change. Let's compare team members with managers across 3 criteria: distance to the problem, speed to react, and knowledge of the process. So out of the team member or the manager, who is closest to the problem? The team member. Who is fastest to react? Again, the team member. And who has the greatest knowledge of the process? Again, the team member. That is why we really need their involvement. They are the best people in the company to spot and react to problems. Every organisation in the world has hundreds or even thousands of very small problems that happen day to day. These small problems are opportunities for improvement, and even if they may be that 1% increase in performance. There are also medium-sized problems that typically team leaders or supervisors are more aware of, And then there are also the big problems, the problems that management are aware of. Just a point, when I refer to operators, I mean the people that do the job, the main workforce. In a service centre, that would be the people picking up the phones. In a manufacturing environment, they're called operators, so I'll use that word to describe them. The people at the gemba, working with the actual equipment and the processes. The operators have the unique ability to both identify and solve problems while they're small, before they escalate to become big problems, like a breakdown, defect, or safety risk. By showing respect and asking them, how do you think we can resolve this problem? They'll feel empowered and valued by supervisors and upper management and feel a part of the team and The idea of involving people is closely linked with the 8th lean waste of skills not being utilised, and I really think this is one of the tragedies that most companies fall into. They don't get the most out of their staff. I have a great story to finish this module off with that just demonstrates people's untapped potential. This story was something I learnt from Brompton Bikes, a bike manufacturing facility in the UK. One of the paint inspectors, who had studied the 3 different layers of paint, primary, secondary and tertiary, to look for different quality faults like inclusions, scratches, orange peel and overspray, said in a team huddle that he thinks we can do it in a better way and reduce quality defects and problems. He took some samples home and asked whether he could borrow some of the tooling. A few weeks later, he showed up and showed everyone what he'd been up to. He whipped out his laptop and showed us something incredible. He had 3D modelled the entire bike, with each different paint layer. When selecting primary, secondary or tertiary, a drop-down menu appeared with all the different fault codes, alongside the potential causes and location on the bike frame. The tool he had created was incredible and would not only save hours of work, but would also allow the causes of problems to be easily identified and changes be tracked. Brompton had no idea that in his spare time he did programming and had a real passion for 3D modelling. Now he's an integral part of the programming department and is no longer a paint inspector. This just goes to show there is untapped potential everywhere. You just need to encourage people to show their potential and involve everyone with improvement. The way in which we practically achieve this will be discussed in the Improvement Tools, Section 1. So let's recap what we've learned. The more people that you get involved, the faster you'll improve and the greater chance of the change being successful. It's as simple as that. The difference between a traditional and a lean company is that the triangle has been inverted. In other words, the operators are at the top. It's a company that coaches and empowers. Operators are best placed to identify and solve problems because they are closest to the problem, fastest to react, and have the greatest knowledge of the processes. And now you appreciate a real example from Brompton Bikes about why getting people involved is so important. So that finalises the starting with the basics chapter of the course and has provided you with an in-depth, solid foundation and understanding of lean, what it is and how it works. I know it may seem like 30 minutes or so defining lean is a lot of time, but gaining this solid foundation will end up saving you heaps of time in the long run and ensure you grasp the bigger picture of lean and not just the tool set that so many lean courses cover. Please join me on the chapter summary where we'll recap the main points we have learned before taking the first test of the course. Thank you.